to be honest, with A-levels, the schools are very good at dealing with most of the queries. So students who have not quite got the results or may have got better than they thought they would have got will probably be best off talking to their head of sixth form, the head teacher, who are very good at talking to universities and going around the clearing system. But students who want to do something different, an apprenticeship or do a college course or get a job, those are the people we would want to see.
And of course, we are seeing what seems to be an increase of these kinds of alternative qualifications, whether it be a degree still, but via a different avenue, or indeed a BTEC or something more vocational. Indeed. I mean, what kind of, do you get a lot more of that, or is there still a sort of general encouragement for people to go to university first and foremost?
I think there is still a feeling that university is probably the main route that people will take. But more and more people, I think, as you're rightly saying, are looking at alternative provision, particularly now students have to contribute towards their higher education fees. That's having an impact on it. So in the UK, on the other island, they are looking at all kinds of things to try and encourage more students into professional roles. So the NHS, for instance, found it difficult to recruit enough nurses, and now have introduced an apprenticeship route. And there's things like that happening all the time, new routes into different professions to try and get an equivalent qualification through the workplace.
This week we've also spoken to a local recruiter who says they've particularly seen a real decrease in the amount of people going to university at A-level stage and, in fact, going into work, as I say, apprentices, that sort of thing, at the age of around 18, 19, 17, whatever it is. With the monetary aside, is there any other way in which there would be a reason for that, do you think?
I think we've got a very buoyant economy. And when there's jobs around with the enticement of a good wage, why wouldn't students think about doing that? Quite often they might take a job, get a qualification at work and being paid, and at the end of it, they've got as good a job, if not a better job, maybe in a managerial position when somebody comes out who they were at school with who's just graduated. So it's a good way of getting a qualification and earning and getting experience, all the things that you want.
And of course, for those people not going into anything else, we have talked to a number of graduates this week, but we haven't really talked to anybody leaving A-levels and going straight into work. What's your main advice and what's available across the island?
I would say to students to remember when they're at primary school, we talked about the 6 R's. When they're at secondary school, we might have called it something different, like early dimensions at St Ninians, or we might have talked about PLTs at Kiwi2, but it's the same thing. So qualifications like A-levels, GCSEs, might be a door to get you into a job, but you also need to have some of those employability skills, some of the things that you're going to be asked about at interview, like communication skills or teamwork skills. And the Department of Education has been looking at revamping the record of achievement and encouraging students to think about a time when they've learnt something new or been part of a team and give an example of it. So they've already got those kind of stories they can tell employers, the sort of things that recruiters and employers are looking for. You can actually tell a recruiter and employer about when you've actually used those kind of skills. That's what's going to keep you in a job.
We hear time and time again that the amount of pressure on young people these days is beyond the kind that's ever been before, and that might have a lot to do with technology more than anything else. Do you think that's true?
I think there is a lot of pressure on young people. I wouldn't want to go through it all again. But it's a different world we're living in, and most of those students are much more savvy with their technology. So tomorrow, for instance, most of the students will already know what their results are before they've even gone into school because they've got it all on track. Sort of things that weren't available in the old days. And some of those students are much more savvy with it and able to look for jobs online and are able to do lots of things online. Some of the other students who might need a bit of help with that, that's where we're here to try and help them out.
And there are various things that the department's doing as well to help people over the summer holidays if you're still not quite sure. What's going on? So
the Department of Education, there's 2 careers advisors in the Department of Education, and we have launched a website this summer called Signpost. It's signpost.sch.im. And my colleague Kerry and myself, and we've got support from Jackie, who's a youth officer, and we're working with the college as well. We're at various places across the island. So Mondays I'm going to be in Peel, Tuesdays we're at Cafe Lair, or we're going to be at where are we on Tuesday? Ramsey on Tuesday, Castletown on a Wednesday, Thursday I'm at college all day. So the different places you can pick us up, and we're also going to be in the job centre as well.